Morrison's a criminal. That's what Sergeant Davis said, looking at Private Jake Morrison like he was looking at trash. January 2016, Fort Benning, Georgia. Private Jake Morrison, 23 years old, brand new Army recruit, and a convicted felon. 5 years as a professional burglar. 18 to 22 years old. 47 successful break-ins. Not robberies, burglaries. There's a difference. He never hurt anyone, never used violence, just took things that weren't his. High-end homes, alarm systems, safeguards, locks. He bypassed them all. For 5 years, he was a ghost. The police never caught him. Until they did. Age 22. Caught mid-job. Arrested. Convicted. Facing 8 years in prison. But the judge gave him a choice, prison or military service. You pick. Jake picked the Army. The platoon found out about his past within a week, and they never let him forget it. Morrison, the criminal. Once a thief, always a thief. Can't trust a felon. For 2 years, they mocked him, doubted him, treated him like he didn't belong. But then Jake deployed to Syria, and the Army discovered something incredible. The skills that made Jake a master burglar, breaking into homes undetected, bypassing alarms, moving silently through buildings. Those exact skills made him the most valuable infiltration specialist in the entire theater. For 3 years, Jake Morrison conducted 47 infiltration missions into ISIS territory. 53 ISIS fighters eliminated, silently, in their own camps, while they slept, including one mission where Jake spent 6 hours inside a 150-man ISIS camp. Alone, undetected, stealing intelligence and eliminating high-value targets. This is the story of Private Jake Morrison, the soldier they called the criminal, the soldier whose illegal skills became military assets, the soldier who proved that sometimes the best soldiers come from the most unexpected places. Because breaking into houses and breaking into ISIS camps, turns out they require the exact same skill set. Jake grew up poor, single mom, 3 younger siblings. They struggled, always. At 18, Jake got a job. Minimum wage. Wasn't enough. His family was drowning in bills. So Jake started stealing. Not from stores, from houses, rich houses, mansions, people who wouldn't miss a few $1,000s worth of jewelry. His first job was clumsy. He triggered an alarm, barely escaped. But he be age 19, Jake was a professional. He studied his targets, learned their schedules, knew when they'd be gone, knew their security systems. ADT, Brinks, Simply Safe. He researched them all, found their weaknesses, learned to bypass them. Locks? He practiced. Picked locks in his bedroom for hours. Got good, got fast. Silent movement? He trained himself. Walked on carpet edges, avoided creaky floorboards, moved like a ghost. For 4 years, Jake burglarized 47 homes. Total value stolen, $2.3 million. Times caught, 0. He was careful, methodical, patient. He never rushed, never got greedy. The police knew someone was hitting high-end homes in LA, but they had nothing. No evidence, no witnesses. No prints, no video. Jake was a ghost. November 2014. The mistake. Jake was 22. He'd hit 46 homes successfully. Number 47 should have been easy, but Jake got cocky. The house was massive. Beverly Hills. Security system he'd bypassed a dozen times before. What Jake didn't know, the homeowner had installed a secondary silent alarm. One Jake didn't know about. He disabled the main system, entered the house, filled his bag with jewelry, and walked straight into 12 LAPD officers waiting outside. The arrest. Jake Morrison, you're under arrest for burglary. You have the right to remain silent. Jake didn't resist. What was the point? They had him, red-handed, bag full of stolen jewelry, inside someone's house. No excuses. January 2015. The trial. Jake pleaded guilty. What else could he do? The prosecutor wanted 8 years in state prison. Mr. Morrison committed 47 burglaries over 4 years. He stole over $2 million. He's a career criminal. But Jake's public defender made an argument. Your Honor, Jake Morrison is 22 years old. He has no violent criminal history. He never hurt anyone. He never used weapons. His skills are unusual. Lockpicking, alarm systems, silent movement, reconnaissance. These are skills the military could use. Instead of prison, let him serve his country. The judge considered it. Mr. Morrison, you're a talented young man, talented in the wrong direction. I'm giving you a choice: 8 years in prison or 6 years in the United States Army. If you complete your military service honorably, your felony conviction will be reduced to a misdemeanor. You pick prison or service. Jake didn't hesitate. Service, Your Honor. Good choice. Report to Fort Benning in 30 days. And Morrison, don't screw this up. February 2015. Basic training. Fort Benning, Georgia. Jake arrived at basic training with 30 other recruits. Within a week, word got out. Morrison's a felon. He's a convicted burglar. Did 5 years breaking into houses. The mockery started immediately. Hey Morrison, steal anything from the barracks, yet. Lock your wall lockers, boys. We got a criminal in our unit. Morrison, did you learn to shoot? Or just to run away like a coward? Jake took it, silently. What choice did he have? The drill sergeants were worse. Private Morrison, I heard you're a convicted felon. Is that true? Yes, drill sergeant. What did you do, Morrison? Burglary, drill sergeant. 47 counts. 47. And you only got caught on the last one. Yes, drill sergeant. So you're a criminal. But at least you're a competent criminal. The barracks laughed. Jake's face burned, but he stood at attention, said nothing. For 6 months, Jake was the criminal. Not Private Morrison. Not Jake. The criminal. Hey criminal, lock your stuff. Guys, the criminal's here. Can we trust the criminal to guard the perimeter? Or will he steal from us? Once a thief, always a thief. Criminal doesn't belong here. Jake hated it. Every day. For 6 months. But he made it through basic training. Graduated. Got assigned to an infantry unit. And the mockery followed him. March 2016. Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Jake's first unit. Sergeant Davis was Jake's platoon sergeant. A hard man. 20 years in the Army. Davis read Jake's file. Saw the criminal record. Morrison, you're a felon. You understand I don't trust felons. Yes, Sergeant. You're on probation with me. One screw up, and I'm requesting your discharge. Got it. Yes, Sergeant. I don't care what the judge said. Criminals don't belong in my army. For 18 months, Jake was the lowest soldier in the platoon. The worst jobs? Jake got them. Latrine duty, kitchen duty, guard shifts. All Jake. Mistakes by other soldiers? Blamed on Jake. Probably the criminal did it. Promotions? Everyone else got promoted. Jake stayed private for 2 years. Morrison, you're not getting promoted. You're a criminal. Criminals don't get rank. Jake wanted to quit every day, but he couldn't. 6-year commitment. Prison or service. He'd chosen service, so he endured. But Jake kept one secret: his burglary skills. Lockpicking, alarm systems, silent movement, infiltration. He practiced at night, in his barracks room, picked locks, studied security systems online. Not to steal, but because it was what he was good at. And he had a feeling someday those skills would matter. September 2017. Deployment orders. Syria. Jake's platoon deployed to Syria. Counter-ISIS operations. Sergeant Davis. Morrison, you better not screw this up. This is real combat, not breaking into some rich guy's house. Yes, Sergeant. The platoon mocked him the entire flight. Criminal's gonna get us killed. ISIS will catch him stealing from their camps. Bet Morrison runs away first firefight. Criminals are cowards. Jake said nothing, just stared out the plane window. October 2017. STORİE, FOB striker. The platoon settled into their base. Daily patrols, firefights, standard infantry work. Jake participated, did his job, stayed quiet. But 3 weeks into deployment, something changed. October 22, 2017. Intelligence briefing. The intel officer addressed the company. "Gentlemen, we have a problem. ISIS is using a building in a nearby village as a weapons cache. We need to confirm what's inside before we hit it. We need someone to infiltrate the building at night without being detected. Plant cameras. Get out. This is a solo infiltration mission. Whoever goes in needs to be silent, invisible, a ghost." Sergeant Davis, "Sir, none of my men are trained for infiltration." Jake raised his hand. Davis glared. "Morrison, put your hand down." "Sergeant, I can do it." "Morrison, you're a criminal, not a—" "I burgled 47 houses in 4 years. I know how to break into buildings silently. I know alarm systems. I know locks. I can do this." The room went silent. The intel officer looked at Jake. "Morrison, you're saying you have infiltration experience?" "Yes, sir. 5 years. Professional burglar. I broke into high-security homes, bypassed alarms, moved silently, never got caught." "Well, you got caught eventually." "Only once, sir, out of 47 jobs." The officer smiled. "That's a 98% success rate." Davis, "Sir, Morrison's a felon. We can't trust." "Sergeant, we need someone with infiltration skills." "Morrison has them. He's going." October 24, 2017. Jake's first infiltration mission. Jake was given the mission brief. ISIS weapons cache. 2-story building. For ISIS guards outside. Unknown number inside. Mission, enter unseen. Plant 3 cameras. Exit unseen. Do not engage. Jake studied the building for 2 days. Guard patterns. Shift changes. Entry points. Just like planning a burglary. October 26, 2017. 0200 hours. The infiltration. Jake approached the building. Alone. In darkness. The platoon watched from 400 meters away with night vision. Sergeant Davis on radio. "Morrison, this is your one chance. Don't screw up." Jake didn't respond. He was focused. First obstacle, the perimeter fence. Chain link, 8 feet tall. Razor wire on top. Jake scaled it in 15 seconds. Silently, like he'd done 100 times in LA. Over the razor wire, without cutting himself. Down the other side. Invisible. Davis on radio. "How did he get over that so fast?" Second obstacle, the guards. 2 guards at the front entrance. 2 at the back. Rotating patrols every 10 minutes. Jake waited, patient, just like staking out a house in Beverly Hills. He timed the patrol rotation, found a 30-second window when neither guard was watching the side entrance. Moved in, fast, silent, reached the side door. Third obstacle, the lock. Standard deadbolt. Nothing fancy. Jake pulled out his lockpick set. Yes, he'd brought it to STORİE. Old habits. 20 seconds. Door unlocked. Jake slipped inside. Inside the building. Pitch black. Jake used a red light flashlight. Didn't want to trigger night-adapted ISIS eyes. Ground floor empty. Storage crates. Weapons. Just like Intel said. Jake planted camera 1. Hidden behind a crate. Perfect angle. Moved to the stairs. Second floor. 3 ISIS fighters sleeping. 15 feet from where Jake needed to plant camera 2. Jake froze. Controlled his breathing. Moved like a ghost. Step. Pause. Listen. Step. Pause. Listen. He'd done this in houses with homeowners sleeping upstairs. Same technique. Reached the corner. Planted camera 2. Turned to leave. One of the ISIS fighters stirred. Rolled over. Mumbled something in Arabic. Jake didn't move. Didn't breathe. Stayed frozen for 2 full minutes. The fighter settled back to sleep. Jake exhaled slowly. Moved back to the stairs. Exfiltration. Jake exited the same way he entered. Side door. Relocked it behind him. Yes, he relocked it. Professional habit. Waited for the guard patrol gap. Moved across the compound. Scaled the fence. Back to the extraction point. Total time inside, 23 minutes. The platoon stared at him in disbelief. Davis on radio. Morrison, did you complete the mission? Yes, Sergeant. 3 cameras planted. Building blueprints confirmed. For ISIS sleeping inside. You did it. Yes, Sergeant. When Jake returned to base, the platoon was waiting. They looked at him differently now. Morrison actually did it. How the hell did he move that silently? The criminal actually knows what he's doing. Davis approached Jake. Morrison, that was professional work. Thank you, Sergeant. Where did you learn to move like that? Breaking into houses, Sergeant. 5 years of practice. Davis shook his head. Your criminal skills just became military assets. And that was just the beginning. November 2017, October 2020. 3 years. 47 infiltration missions. After Jake's first successful infiltration, everything changed. The company commander requested Jake for every infiltration mission, solo or small team. For 3 years, Jake became the go-to specialist for getting into places undetected. Intel needed information on a high-value target. ISIS commander. Living in a residential house. Mission infiltrate. Plant listening devices. Exit. Jake entered at 0300. Commander and family sleeping inside. Jake moved through the house like a ghost. Planted 5 listening devices. Kitchen. Bedroom. Living room. Office. Exited. 28 minutes. 0 alerts. 2 weeks later, intel from those devices led to the commander's captured ISIS was using a building as a radio communication center. 15 fighters inside. Mission infiltrate. Disable communications equipment. Exit. Jake entered through a second-floor window. Climbed the outside wall. Skill learned from climbing into mansion bedrooms. Inside. 15 ISIS fighters. Ground floor. Jake on second floor. Found the radio equipment. Disabled transmitters. Cut cables. But then, footsteps. Someone coming upstairs. Jake hid. Inside a closet. ISIS fighter entered the room. Looked around. Walked past the closet. Left. Jake waited 5 minutes. Exited through the window. Climbed back down. Mission success. ISIS comms went dark for 3 days. Massive weapons cache. 20 ISIS guards. Intel needed exact inventory. Mission infiltrate. Photograph all weapons. Exit. Jake spent 4 hours inside, moving between storage rooms, photographing everything. AK-47s, RPGs, mortars, IEDs. 4 hours. 20 guards patrolling. Jake invisible the entire time. Exited at dawn. Mission complete. Intel from those photos led to an airstrike. Entire depot destroyed. 300+ weapons eliminated. Morrison the Ghost. That's what they called him now. Not the criminal. The Ghost. If you need someone to get in and out without being seen, Morrison's your guy. But Jake's most dangerous mission was still coming. Mission 32. The one that would change everything. The mockery stopped. Completely. Davis. Morrison, I was wrong about you. Your skills are invaluable. Jake smiled. Thank you, Sergeant. How many houses did you say you burgled? 47, Sergeant. Well, you've now infiltrated 20 ISIS positions. You're using your skills for good now. Yes, Sergeant. Feels better than stealing jewelry. August 15, 2019. The briefing. The intel officer addressed Jake and his team. Gentlemen, we have a high-value target. ISIS Regional Commander. Operational name, the Fox. The Fox is currently at a large ISIS camp. Approximately 150 fighters. Heavily fortified. We need intelligence on the camp layout, guard positions, the Fox's exact location. We can't bomb it. Too many civilians nearby. We need eyes inside. Jake raised his hand. Sir, I can infiltrate. Morrison, this isn't a house with 4 guards. This is a 150-man military camp. I understand, sir, but my skill set applies. I can get in. Gather intel. Get out. The officer looked at Davis. Sergeant, your opinion? Davis, sir, if anyone can do this, it's Morrison. He's infiltrated 31 positions. Never been detected. All right, Morrison, you have a go. But understand, if you're caught, we can't extract you. You'll be on your own. Jake nodded. Understood, sir. August 18th, 2019. Mission planning. Jake spent 3 days studying the camp. Drone footage, satellite images, guard patterns. The camp was huge. 20 tents, several buildings, 150 ISIS fighters, dogs, patrols, sentries. It was the most dangerous infiltration Jake had ever attempted. But he'd planned every step, just like planning a major burglary. Entry point, eastern perimeter. Weakest security. Route, through the camp to the central command tent. Objective, plant cameras. Identify the fox. Steal intelligence documents. Exit, same route. Or improvise if compromised. Timeline, 6 hours. Enter at midnight. Exit by 0600 before sunrise. August 19th, 2019. 0000 hours. The infiltration begins. Jake approached the camp. Alone. Armed with a suppressed pistol. Knife. Lockpicks. Cameras. The platoon was watching from 2 kilometers away. Drone feed. Thermal imaging. Davis on radio. Morrison, you don't have to do this. This is suicide. I'm going in, Sergeant. Good luck, Morrison. And be careful. Always am, Sergeant. 0015 hours. Entry. The eastern perimeter. Chain link fence. Guard tower 100 meters away. Jake waited for the patrol to pass. Cut a hole in the fence. Slipped through. Inside the camp. 150 ISIS fighters. Jake was alone in enemy territory. 0030 hours. First obstacle, the dogs. ISIS had guard dogs. 3 of them. Loose in the camp. Jake had prepared for this. He'd brought raw meat, laced with sedative, not poison. He didn't want to kill the dogs, just sleep them. Tossed the meat. The dogs ate. Within 5 minutes, they were asleep. Problem solved. 0100 hours. Moving through the camp. Jake moved between tents. Shadow to shadow. Silent. Invisible. He passed within 10 feet of ISIS fighters smoking cigarettes. They didn't see him. Past a guard post. 2 fighters playing cards. Jake crawled past them. They never looked down. This was what Jake was born to do. Infiltration. Silent movement. Being invisible. 0200 hours. The command tent. Jake reached the central command tent. The fox was inside, meeting with 5 other ISIS commanders. Jake couldn't enter. Too dangerous. Too many people. So he waited. Outside. Listening. For 2 hours, Jake crouched in the shadows next to the tent. Listening to the meeting. He heard everything. Operational plans. Target locations. Supply routes. He recorded it all. Audio device. 0400 hours. The fox exits. The meeting ended. The commanders left. The fox went to his personal tent. Alone. This was Jake's chance. Jake approached the fox's tent. Listened. Heard snoring. Entered. Silently. The fox was sleeping. Jake planted 2 cameras. Perfect angles. Covering the entire tent. Then Jake saw it. A laptop. Open. On a desk. Intelligence goldmine. Jake copied the laptop hard drive. USB stick. 3 minutes. Done. But then voices outside. 2 ISIS fighters approaching the tent. Jake had seconds. Hid behind a storage crate. The fighters entered. Talking. Laughing. Looking for something. Jake held his breath. Didn't move. The fighters rummaged through supplies. 3 feet from Jake's hiding spot. For 5 minutes, Jake stayed frozen. Completely silent. The fighters left. Jake exhaled. 0500 hours. Exfiltration. Jake had been inside the camp for 5 hours. 1 hour until sunrise. Time to leave. He exited the fox's tent. Moved back through the camp. But then problem. The eastern perimeter guard had doubled. Jake's exit route was blocked. He had to improvise. Jake found an alternative. Northern perimeter, near the vehicle depot. Moved toward it, slowly, carefully. 50 meters from the fence. 25 meters. 10 meters. Then a guard saw him. "Hey, who's there?" Jake didn't hesitate. Ran. Full sprint. The guard shouted, "Intruder! Intruder!" Alarms blared. ISIS fighters poured out of tents. Jake hit the fence. Climbed. Fast. Over the top. Dropped to the other side. Gunfire erupted. Bullets hitting the fence. The ground. Everywhere. Jake ran. Zigzagging. Using cover. Trees. Rocks. Anything. ISIS fighters chasing him. 50. 75. 100. Jake ran for 2 kilometers. Straight toward the extraction point. 0530 hours. Extraction. Jake reached the extraction point. The platoon was waiting. Davis, Morrison. Get down. Jake dove. The platoon opened fire, covering him, suppressing ISIS pursuers. Apache helicopters arrived, strafed the ISIS fighters, pushed them back. Jake made it to the Humvee, collapsed inside, breathing hard. Davis, Morrison. "You alive?" Yeah, I'm good. Did you get the intel?" Jake held up the USB stick and the audio recording device. "Got everything. Camp layout, guard positions, the Fox's location, and his laptop files." Davis stared. "You spent 6 hours inside a 150-man ISIS camp, stole intelligence, and survived." "Yes, Sergeant." "You're insane, Morrison. Or just really good at breaking into places, Sergeant." The platoon laughed, relieved, amazed. August 20th, 2019. Intel analysis. The intelligence Jake stole was a goldmine. The Fox's laptop contained operational plans for 3 major attacks. Locations, dates, personnel. All 3 attacks were stopped. 300+ lives saved. The audio recording identified 15 ISIS commanders, all captured or killed within 3 months. The camp layout intel led to a precision airstrike. The Fox was killed, 80 ISIS fighters eliminated, all because Jake Morrison spent 6 hours inside their camp. Undetected. September 2019. Award ceremony. Jake received the Bronze Star Medal for valor for the 6-hour infiltration. The citation read, "For exceptionally meritorious service and outstanding courage in a combat zone." Private Morrison infiltrated a heavily fortified enemy camp, gathered critical intelligence, and exfiltrated under fire. His actions directly led to the prevention of 3 terrorist attacks and the elimination of multiple high-value targets. The entire company stood and applauded. 5 minutes for the criminal, who became the ghost, who became a hero. Sergeant Davis gave a speech. 2 years ago, I didn't trust Jake Morrison. He was a convicted felon, a burglar, a criminal. I told him criminals don't belong in my army. I was wrong, completely wrong. Morrison's criminal skills have saved countless lives. His infiltration missions have eliminated dozens of ISIS fighters. His intelligence gathering has stopped attacks. Morrison didn't just become a good soldier. He became one of the best infiltration specialists in the entire theater. His past doesn't define him. His service does. To Morrison, you've proven that people can change, that skills learned in darkness can be used for light. You're not a criminal anymore. You're a hero. The company applauded again. Jake stood, saluted, humble, proud. Jake stayed in the Army, re-enlisted, promoted 3 times. Now a staff sergeant, infiltration instructor, training the next generation. I'm Staff Sergeant Jake Morrison. Before I joined the Army, I was a convicted felon. I burgled 47 houses. I was a professional criminal. The Army gave me a second chance, and I used my criminal skills to serve my country. Lockpicking, alarm systems, silent movement, infiltration. These skills made me a burglar. But these same skills made me an effective soldier. For 3 years, I infiltrated ISIS positions. I gathered intelligence. I eliminated targets. I saved lives. Your past doesn't define you. Your choices do. I chose to use my skills for good, and it changed everything. His students listen, inspired. Some have troubled pasts. Some have made mistakes. Jake gives them hope. The Army doesn't just want perfect people. The Army wants people who can contribute. Find your skill set. Use it. Serve. Davis retired 2022. Still friends with Jake. Morrison taught me the most important lesson. Don't judge people by their past. I saw a criminal, but Morrison was more than his record. His skills saved lives. His courage inspired soldiers. His service redeemed him. Morrison proved that criminals can become heroes. That second chances matter. I'm proud to have served with him. It keeps 2 things framed on his wall. First, his arrest record. November 2014. Convicted felon. 8 years prison sentence, suspended. Second, his Bronze Star citation. August 2019. For valor. For heroism. Below them, a quote Jake wrote. They called me a criminal. They said I didn't belong. They said once a thief, always a thief. I proved them wrong. 47 infiltration missions. 53 enemies eliminated. 300+ lives saved. 0 missions failed. My past made me a burglar. My choices made me a soldier. Skills learned in darkness. Used for light. They called him the criminal. They said he didn't belong in the Army. They said you can't trust a felon. But Jake Morrison proved them all wrong. 47 infiltration missions. 53 ISIS fighters eliminated. 6 hours inside a 150-man enemy camp. Because the skills that made him a master burglar made him the perfect infiltration specialist. Subscribe for more stories of soldiers who came from unexpected places and became extraordinary warriors.